Do you agree with a teenager being kicked out by their parent if their behaviour becomes uncontrollable?
He told her, get your phone, call your mom. Why does she have a phone? Why would she even have a friend in her room that could bring to her room?
Do you think, it'd be okay for your 14-year-old daughter to have boys in her room?
It's not about, it's about what you're saying. How can you say that the 14-year-old's problem is you're disgusting.
But wherever you send your child, you are no longer in control of what happens to your child. You're not present no more. At the mum's house, the aunt's house, or the uncle's house, which means anything can happen in anyone's house.
Don't be talking like that. So inappropriate.
In the bedroom.
How can you talk about a 14-year-old? Are you mad?
Don't
You're
make
so
it
disgusting.
I don't believe in giving up on your child. My mom's never given up on me. Don't give up on your child. End of story. Done.
I've been kicked out.
No, but listen.
My mum didn't give up on me.
No, but
you just have to go and learn the hard way and come
To be
back.
fair, it's not kicked out. She's just going to the
And even
mum's
when I
house.
got kicked out,
She's going to the mum's house.
and I was out for too long, she was with her stick. Where the hell is my son? I kicked you out. I didn't tell you to go forever.
I wouldn't even call that kicked out. I wouldn't even call that
Get
kicked
your ass
out.
back here.
But Shireen, would you class you kicking out your son? Your son went to your grandma's.
Yeah, and he
would
was,
you say
he
that's
was
kicked out?
older.
But would you say
No, I wasn't saying
exactly.
kicked out.
I wouldn't even
I
class
put him
it
in
as being kicked
a different
out.
environment.
Yeah, it's not classed
But my
as
thing,
kicked out.
sometimes putting them
you've
out,
spoken now.
sometimes
I definitely
putting
haven't
them
spoken.
out
I definitely haven't
changes.
spoken.
It makes them a better person. It makes them more independent. It makes them become better. Keeping her in the house with the dad, she's clearly not changing.
The thing is, there's a lot of different things that you can do. There's a lot of different options. Some might work, some might not. But what should never ever be an option, especially with a 14-year-old girl, is giving up on it. As a dad, especially. One sec. As a dad, especially, I think as a mom sending the daughter to the dad's house is very, very different from the dad sending the daughter to the mom's house. The dad is supposed to be the protector. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Not giving up.
Oh, that's very. Hey, hold on. That's very stereotypical on men, you know.
It could be considered weak.
Some men are not always dominant.
Who's meant to be the head.
And we're not always expected to be dominant. Some mums are more dominant than men.
That's true.
Don't have kids.
That's true.
Don't have kids.
What the hell? That's a lot of pressure you putting us on men, you know.
Your daughter is going to end up like this. Your daughter ends up like... You see, if you would let me speak, all I'm trying to say is right now, as a father, your job is to protect your daughter. Your daughter should be able to look at you as a provider, a protector, the person that she can turn to in moments of danger. If you're going to push her out of your yard and push her onto the mom, you're saying to her, I am capable of dealing with you, and so I'm not capable of protecting you. And if your daughter is in a position where a father is not capable of protecting her, then she's got to go and fend for herself within the world and see what results that comes with when your daughter has to go and she has to learn the word herself and she hasn't got a father there to look after her.
Sometimes the man can't teach a daughter stuff that the mum can.
That's true.
So it's not being weak, and it's not him giving up. He might think it's a better
I'm gonna let you
option.
speak after. Sorry. So what kind of? Okay. So
You
what?
have given up. You have given up.
What kind of example?
You're putting her in a better environment.
What kind of example is the man setting by saying, I'm supposed to protect you, you're going out and doing all of this kind of stuff with little boys, by the way, little 14, 15-year-old boys, I can't handle you. What kind of example is he setting? That's what he said. That's what he said. Go on. No, let Lois speak.
Because earlier on, China, you see when King was asking you, what would you do? Shireen was asking you, what would you do?
They didn't let me finish.
The reason why we're trying to get an example out of you is not because we're trying to say you're going to give up on the child. It's for you to understand that it's difficult.
No, but they wouldn't let me finish.
Can I finish, please?
I will, but they didn't let me finish, though.
What I think you and a few people in the room think in a very binary way. Okay, binary means of two components. If it's not this, then it's this. So if I'm a good parent, then I raise a good child. If it's
Lois. Binary. Photosynthesis. Pythagoras theorem. Algebra. I see you, A-star student, using them funny languages there to explain your point. Trying to sound real smart. I like you, girl.
I'm a teacher, yeah? I try to get students to get GCSEs. There are some kids, no matter what I try, after school club, intervention, call your parents, they won't get that GCSE.
You give up?
No, I don't give up.
what do you do?
But at the same time, there is a point where I have to say, you
Go to
cannot.
that teacher.
Can I finish? I get to a point with some students where it's like, you cannot be on my example
go to that
because you're
teacher.
going to bring our grades down.
At 14.
Your data is going to, yes, and they have to learn
So you
the
go to that
hard
teacher.
way. Can you let me
It's a
flipping
question.
finish, H?
It's a question.
Yeah, but you're not even letting me finish.
You
Ask
say
me
go
the
to that
question
teacher.
Hey,
after.
stop,
But I'm
man.
asking you, do you say go to that
Again,
teacher?
the binary thinking is you thinking that because I've said this student should be removed, that they're being given up on.
I
No,
never said that.
It's saying I've given you many chances and you have abused your chances. Therefore, you're going to learn the hard way. That dad said, listen, you're going to go to your mum. Did you hear the child? Mum don't want me there though. So there's clear issues going on. They have tried with this girl, and I'm trying to say to you,
Let me add to Lois.
Question: has everyone in this room done something that their parents don't know about that was rebellious?
Absolutely not.
Put up your hand if you've done something rebellious that your mum didn't know about, or your dad. We've all done.
Excuse me, Lois. I was a straight A student, top of my class. Attendance and punctuality, 100%. I didn't hang around the streets, be involved with anyone in the streets. I was in church every single week, including Bible study. Never.
Your child could be doing all sorts of fuckery behind your back. You don't even know. You don't even know what's going on. Do you know the kind of phone calls I have to tell parents sometimes that are awkward? Your daughter was in the toilets with boys. Do you understand? It's not as simple. What I'm trying to say, it's some people, that's what I'm saying, binary thinking. I'm a good mum, therefore I produce this. It doesn't work like that.
No, you're a terrible parent. 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 You're a terrible parent.
Who said that? Who said that?
If you don't raise your kids, the state will. In actual fact, if you don't raise your kids, the government will, and they might not end up well for your kids. All I keep seeing is people with kids looking for reasons to par off the kids to other people. I don't have any children, but I got 3 sisters and I got loads of nieces that I love and that I take care of. And all I could think of is, I would never do what you guys are doing. Have accountability and look after your kids.
Hello. From a school perspective, if for one reason or another the child can't learn with you, is not getting the grades, whatever else happens, teachers will move that child to another class where maybe another member of staff can get something better out of that kid. Yeah. Schools don't just give up. So it's not giving up because you send the kid to the mum. It's not giving up because you send the kid to another teacher. Maybe it's not working with me, it might work with this particular person. So we're trying different ways to get the best out of you.
Right.
Now, those ways may not always work, but we're trying different ways.
Right.
So giving a child to the mum,
it's not
or
giving
threatening
up.
to give the child to the mum,
To a mum that doesn't want her.
It's not in actual fact giving up. It's basically saying, I can't do what I need to do for you.
Doesn't want her.
And then boom.
A mum that doesn't want her.
So I'm trying different things.
Her mum rejected her because she said, "Mum don't want me there." The dad is rejecting.
So if the mum doesn't want her, what do you think the dad is trying to do in that situation?
You are a waste, man.
I know you keep talking over everyone.
If the mum doesn't want her, then over.
I think that changes everything.
I literally cannot hear myself think. There is way too much talking. Everybody needs to pipe down and listen to each other. It's so different because this baby's mum does not want her. She is 14. A 14-year-old has the knowledge that her mother does not want her. I don't think anyone's deep in this. That's a very big deal, and that is going to affect her tremendously. She is aware that the person who carried her for 9 months wants nothing to do with her. Now, how I see it, inevitably, that is going to affect the way she behaves and her actions towards her father. There is no mother in the house. Her father is struggling. There's really no hope.
You guys will criticize me and tell me I always hold up women, yeah, but we're talking about men. If this was a woman, I would be cooking. Are you dumb? You were a waste man. You had a daughter. She's going through a tricky stage at the age of 14. She's going through adolescence. Things that happen to her. And what are you going to do? You're going to fuck her off. You were a waste man.
But he didn't fuck her off.
Listen, I would never do that.
You didn't hear it. Hello. Going back to what Lois said.
These men should be sterilized.
And Lois's point was very valid.
Should be sterilized.
Whoa, China, cool down. You're taking it too far. Don't think no man should be sterilized, bro. I don't wish that on no man on earth to not be able to have children. That is taking it too far.
If you listen to what was said, mum does not want me. Clearly, if the dad wanted her out, completely out, he would have packed her bags and thrown her out. He's used that, he's used that as a threatening technique to get her child to understand that you are supposed to be here. It is a privilege to be here.
Do you know what?
He's trying different ways to get his child to be on board.
Let me take this on a different angle, yeah?
Come on, bro. He's not a waste man for trying to
not a
Let me
waste
take it down a
man.
different angle. Let me take
You're
it down a
making it
different
one or the
angle.
other.
Let me take
He's
it down a
giving up
different
because he's
angle.
done this.
This is what I'm gonna say, yeah? Alright, cool. As a man, you have a responsibility, yeah? Cool, innit, yeah? You have a responsibility. We always talk about men and leaders, this and yeah, and women need to trust in a man's leadership, yeah? The moment that you do this, yeah, your leadership has failed, okay? She's going through a tricky stage at 14. And the reason why I keep saying that's 14 is because you have a job. You have a job. This is a safeguarding issue. You have a serious job, a serious role, okay, as a man. And children will go through these things, okay, through all manner of reasons, and you don't just get to dash them away to the streets. And the reason why I want to say this is because the moment where people find that you're the type of man or woman that will put your daughter or son on the streets, you might never ever get them back the same. And I want you to understand what this means.
not on the streets, it's back to her mum.
No. He already started you. No, we watched the clip. We watched the clip. He was talking about I don't care where you go. Wait, hold on a second. Wait.
If it was reversed, if it was reversed and the woman was telling her son to go live with your dad, you would not say that's bad.
That's
because a man can raise the man can raise the son to be a man.
So clearly there's a reason why the dad is saying go to your mum's house.
The woman can't raise her
She don't want to go and he knows that.
A man can't raise
So
a
it could be a
daughter to
threat.
be a woman.
It might not be real.
You don't know us. You think you do, but you don't.
If you just shut up for 1 minute and let me talk, I can explain to you. A woman is better off raising a daughter, a man's better off raising a son. I'm not saying the opposite sex can't raise the opposite sex, but they know better. A man knows what's better for a boy, a woman knows what's better for a girl.
We don't know you, yeah? Wait, stop. We don't know you, yeah? We can't raise a girl. So if we can't raise a girl...
I'm not saying he can't. I'm saying he can't do it better than a woman.
Okay.
He can't teach her about periods. There's certain things he can't do.
Stop. Then how can a woman raise a man and teach him about masculinity and what it is to be a man? When in 80% or 90% of relationships, women are the primary caregiver. So hold on. So you already let me know. The problem that we have is because you are raising these badass kids. Thank you very much.
Give me her point. Even more. A lot of men are being raised by their mums, and it's a problem. That's why we've got a lot of emotional men.
You raise the men that you hate. You can't teach men about masculinity. If I can't teach a woman about femininity, yeah, how the hell can you teach a man about masculinity? Let me tell you what you do. You emasculate boys. What you do. How am I proving a point? I wasn't raised by a single mother.
She's just saying the same thing. A man can't raise...
No, but I'm saying something to you, yeah, is women are the primary caregiver in 80 to 90% of the cases, yeah? And if a man on this one case cannot be proven to look after a woman, yeah, and you say because he can't teach you about multiple things about periods, then...
I didn't say because he can't.
But then how are we in a scenario where women... How are we in a scenario where women are raising men when they don't know how to
men don't look after their sons.
He's saying that
men don't look after their sons.
No, but I'm still saying that...
You're blaming the mum that stayed.
No, I'm not blaming the mum that stayed.
So why are you talking about the mums that are raising their sons? You're blaming the mum that has stayed, that has picked up the responsibility. After two people came together and make a child.
I want to make this very
and now it's the
clear.
mum.
I can teach my daughter about femininity.
Yes.
I may not be able to explore it with you the way you will, but I can teach you about it.
I'm not saying a man can't
Just
raise
I just want to make that very clear.
I'm saying he's not the better option.
If you let her speak,
he wouldn't send
if you let her speak, then you understand. Let her speak.
Oh, go on, let me hear it.
Yes. So two things. I'm saying the man is not the better option than the mum. And when you're saying about the woman raising a son, let me finish. The woman raising her son is because a lot of the time single women have to do it alone.
Why
if there's two parents, that's not the dad ain't there. So if there's two,
but the stats don't show that.
Can I finish?
Oh my God, would everyone just shut up for a minute and let me finish?
If there's two parents raising a son, majority of the time the man will take the lead. But if the woman's alone, she has no choice but to raise a man.
But why is she alone?
Because the man ain't there, the dad ain't there.
No, but okay.
Wait. Do you know what's the most concerning thing is at this point, no one in this conversation has even been able to say what a good parent is. There is such a thing. I'll tell you why, because people keep thinking. Wait, let me tell you something. Let me tell you. Wait, because this is the thing. This is the thing. People think that they're good parents because there's 2 people in the home, or because they make money, or because they buy them a phone, or because they're there. A good parent is a parent that is concerned. A good parent is a parent that calls the school to find out what their kid is doing in school. A good parent is a parent that knows where their child.
Leave her. She's perfect. She's perfect.
Listen, it may be.
Leave her.
Wait,
she's perfect. She's
I
perfect.
can tell you. Wait. I can tell you.
Denelva. Come on. There's no rule book on what it is to be a parent. Some parents do discipline via sending to the room. Some people do it via the cane. One kid will turn around and say trauma, one kid will turn around and say you're spoiled. That kid might turn around and say, oh, because he only got sent to the room, I can now tell mum to piss off. Whereas that kid would never dare to tell their mum to piss off. There's no right or wrong way to do this, you know? So please, when you're talking about parents, every child is different and they respond to how you parent each child in whatever way they respond. And it's not always the same way of the first child. Please, I can't do this with you. I beg, please.
Because my mum brought me up with 4 others, with
Your
4
experience.
girls. It's okay, but I can tell you because not only that.
Your experience.
Not only that my mum made the right sacrifices. Not only that I work in a school.
Your experience.
I'm married.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
I work where people give up on the children. I'm the last resort.
Yes.
And when I speak to the
Your
children,
experience.
when I speak to the
Can I
children,
just say though, it's
I
different
understand.
when it's your own child.
Hold on. When I speak to the children, I understand where their parents have failed them and why they're with me.
Failed.
I understand. But it's different until you have your own. It's okay.
Just
It's
judging
okay. Listen, it's okay.
Imagine your teacher
It's okay.
judging your
It's okay.
parenting. Here we go. Denelva. She has this thing called sophomania. It's where you're obsessed with your own wisdom. She thinks that she's the only one that has all the right answers, and it makes me sick. You don't have kids yet. You don't know what it means to parent. Chill.
It's okay, but the problem is with parents is that they're not willing to hear when somebody's saying, actually, what you do may not be correct. Just because they're parents, they have all excuses. I can tell you.
You can't tell a parent to do something.
I can tell you the end result of your mistakes because I
there
deal
are
with them.
circumstances
Do you
and
see what I
factors
mean?
that affect the ability to raise a child. Don't
Listen,
do that.
have your own.
There are factors that affect your ability to raise a child, whether it be in a lone parent household or in a nuclear family household. There are factors. Work is a factor. Time is a factor. Support is a factor. Finances are a factor. You can do a whole tick goddamn box exercise, but in actual fact, and meet all the criteria based on your tick box. But that doesn't mean that your kid responds to you in the way that you want it to work. I am sorry. Now, you can go to social care and you can go and tell social care that you've got this. And what they'll tell you is that you are a good parent. Have the child back. That does not make you a good parent.
Yes.
Please.
Exactly.
Let's be very careful with how we talk about single mums,
Right.
single dads,
Right.
and both parents.
Right.
Yes.
Let's talk with understanding here.
Is there understanding?
Now, I'm not going to sit there and say there are not useless parents that, in actual fact,
course.
don't do the bare minimum.
course.
Even when
These
they do,
days-
it is still
Okay,
very
okay,
difficult.
Gabriel, the way that the youth is going these days, we need to stop blaming everything else and start looking at the parents and the home.
I agree.
Because
I agree.
ultimately, every single time you bring it up and you put a parent on the judgy panel, they start saying, but it's not me and I have all these excuses.
But what if it's not the parents? Don't you use as a bad breed? I know bad
No,
breed. What are you
listen,
talking
it's
about?
okay, but you as
No,
a
man,
parent
I
need
know
to take
bad breeds.
You as a parent,
No, man, I don't agree.
by law,
For no reason.
by law
No,
and
they
by
have enough
nature,
sense.
you are
They ain't hearing it.
responsible for
They
your
ain't hearing
child.
it. What
which-
do you not hearing it?
Hey,
You did everything you're. Can I ask you a
listen,
question?
no, it doesn't
Before you
matter.
continue,
You're the
wait,
parent.
just
Where's
wait,
your authority?
Wait, listen to me and listen to me carefully. Everything you're saying, yeah? Listen to everything you're saying. Imagine you've done that and your kid's just not hearing it. What now?
Listen,
What now?
I can't agree with
What
Denelva and China because you lot are talking of statistics.
it's not, I'm not talking
You're
of
talking of statistics and not experience.
Listen, it's okay. 14-year teenagers are my expertise. There is no way you can tell me that I don't understand the mind of a teenager. And I do. And most of the time, the reason why they don't follow, because most of the time, the reason why they don't follow their parents is because the parents have got a half-hearted authority. If the kid is behaving badly, they take the phone for an hour and then give it back. What does that say? The kid doesn't have to respond to you because you don't take your own parenting seriously. A lot of parents don't take their own parenting seriously. And you can see that's how they end up like
She spoke
this.
about being
To
an
the
expert at
point-
14-year-olds.
To the point.
Mentoring. It's good.
To the point.
Keep going.
To the point that her
going.
dad is dealing with a 14-year-old who brings boys into the house, can bring weed into the house, can be moving him anyhow in the house. Where's your respect as the man of the house? Where's your respect as a parent?
this one, please.
Where's your authority as the adult? A 14-year-old cannot outdo you. That's the thing. The moment you think that 14-year-old can outdo you, they will. But if you respect yourself as a parent, they will never. That's a fact.
Respecting yourself as a parent means that you also have a limit. And at that limit where the kid is pushing the boundary of that limit, you can either cut them off or can tell you to allow that kid to push your limit.
No, Gabs, I've let you say a lot of things. I want to say something. You know what this reminds me of?
Oh my
This
God.
reminds me of that.
Kids don't even know what they want.
China,
They don't know who they are.
Wait,
They walk around with a child tougher than they are at 14 talking about, yo, I'm gang. These times you're from fuck.
Have you,
Oh
China,
my
have you heard
Lord.
about parents that actually harm and kill their children? It's because they're pushed to their limits. People have limits.
Okay, cool. So this reminds me of that Shemima Begum incident. Yeah. And the reason why I'll say it was she was about 14 years old and she was groomed, yeah. And if she was any other color, they would have understood that the fact that she was groomed. And she was groomed, regardless of what they want to say, she was groomed, yeah? And yes, she might have been groomed into extremism or terrorism, whatever you want to call it, but she was groomed into that. Like, she was groomed, she was sexually groomed, and she was at a young age, right? She should have been protected, but she was not protected, yeah? And everyone around her treated as an adult, but she's not an adult. She was failed. That was a serious safeguarding issue, yeah? And what we're supposed to do, we're supposed to take as adults responsibility and say, right, the parents might have failed her, but the village has failed her, the community has failed her. So we need to hold her. No, it's not mad. I'm telling you what happens, innit, yeah? And the same scenario here, yeah?
China,
You have a child, you have a 14-year-old.
Sorry.
It's you know what it is?
Let me
I'm
talk.
so grateful to my
China,
parents,
you've
yeah?
been talking for 30 minutes.
I haven't talking for 30 minutes. I haven't. I tried and you keep stopping
China,
me.
you've
No, I haven't.
spoken
I haven't.
Let
You keep
me
stopping
just
it.
be.
You keep stopping it. I was trying to make a good point about something.
You've been speaking
I was
for
trying to
15
make a good
minutes.
point about something, about Shemima Begum and bring it to this. It was a very good point about something. I'm trying to show about safeguarding issues and young people under the age and when adults are supposed to step in and you're just trying to brush it off. It's not a joke thing.
Who said it was a joke?
Cookie, I don't even like how you're trying to brush off my point. So let me get to it. Shemima Begum, she was vulnerable, right? I don't know how she was 14, 15 and she was groomed, okay? And because of the extremeness of what it has, no one cared about her. But the fact is this, she was failed and she was groomed and she needed protection. But no one talks about that. So how come everybody else can get protection but she can't get protection? And this is what I'm talking about.
Safeguarding in itself sometimes even causes the problem. Because the fact is that you send my child to me and tell me that my child is misbehaving. And I will do what needs to be done for that child to not misbehave. You will now come back and tell me you're taking my child. So you won't allow me to discipline my child to let my child come to your classroom and sit down normally.
You don't,
Because of your safeguarding.
you don't need to beat your child for them to listen.
Did I say beat? Does it have to be beat? Thank you very much. The world tells kids from a very young age that in actual fact, the world is yours. And the reality is, no matter what are you installing my kid, no matter how hard I work, sometimes when they go out in that world and everybody's telling them that you can do anything you want, I am fighting against the world.
You buy
And
them
those factors
everything.
are beyond my
And
control.
guess what? And that's how that Eliana Adam in South London when he got killed. Hold on a second. She came from a two-parent home. Hold on, let's talk about this, yeah? R.I.P. Eliana Adam. She came from a two-parent home, yeah? She went to private school, yeah? She was traveling on a bus, yeah? That incident had nothing to do with her. But because of the friendship that she kept, and this guy, I'm not going to talk about his home and who raised him. We don't have to speak about that. But if you go look into his background, you're going to see, come from the stats that's going to cause this, yeah? And you did everything right. You did everything right. You came from a wait, hold on. You came from a two-parent home. You sent her to, but wait, hold on. But the village, wait, hold on. But someone else in the community, yeah? Yes, you are, if you let me finish. If you let me finish, you can talk. Okay?
Go on.
R.I.P. Elena Adams. She went to a private school. She came from a two-parent home. She was traveling the bus. It had nothing to do with her, okay? Her friend, yes, who was interacting with this boy, yeah, and because of whatever frustration was going through this boy, it's gone and it's going to interact with this thing. And what I'm trying to say is, you could do the best for your child, yeah, but
I'm confused. You're talking about Eliana growing up from a two-parent home. I don't understand. What's
no, I'm trying to show.
How bad parenting ruins
are you
kids.
making?
Listen. You guys,
But Eliana wasn't an instigator. She was on the bus and got stabbed.
Yes, by a boy that
No
came
one
from
was
a
talking
bad
to you.
home.
Anyway,
Go on, China.
Anyway,
Go
China,
on.
she was saying, weren't talking to you. Thank you.
It's okay, babe.
her
Go on,
parents
China.
did everything, yeah, cool, but it doesn't matter what her parents did because in the community, yeah, someone else for whatever reason took their eyes off the ball for whatever reason, yeah, and now this person has their frustration in their life and their home life, has interacted with you, yeah, and this is why when we talk about, oh yeah, about the community, I don't have to have kids, I've got nieces, I've got nephews that have to go into the community, that have to interact with other people, so this is why it's important conversation. So when you say, oh, do you have kids, it doesn't matter if we don't have kids. When we talk about it takes a village, this is what it means. We are all part of the village. That's what I'm saying.
But the village is corrupted by social factors that are beyond our control. Culturally, we are identified in the way we are identified. Hold on, my brother. I'm not saying there's not other people. And what often happens is what maintains the control is the culture, the religion. That's what maintains it. And then what happens in the world is that we get told in the world where there's this culture that our cultural values don't apply. Therefore, the way in which we want to train our children is constantly challenged by the ideals of a society that we don't completely agree with. So then your kids come back and their kids come, I'm not saying I want to hit them. Your kids come back and question in actual fact what it is that in actual fact keeps them in line. Because often what you find with kids is that if you give them too much, they don't know what to do with it. When you give them very little, there's not far that they can go with their imagination.
Can I say something? I feel like you lot underestimate how sneaky teenagers are. There are things that you can't tell me there are things.
You can't underestimate because we was all teenagers.
Are you gonna let me finish or are you gonna let me talk?
We know. We all know how sneaky.
Can you please let me? Can I please not be interrupted?
Can I finish?
Please.
Obviously.
You lot underestimate how sneaky teenagers are. You're saying she's 14, you can't outsmart a teenager. Even if you search their bag every day when you come back home, you search their phone every day, they're still gonna find a way to do what they want. Whether you're the world's greatest parent, you're the world's worst parent, bad parents create good kids, good parents create bad kids. Regardless of what you do, regardless of how you are as a parent, regardless whether you're in a 2-parent household or a single parent household, however the child turns out, they turn out. I personally believe it's from the friends that they make in school because that's who they spend most of the time with. But no matter how much you search their things, you go through their phone, that he found weed in her thing, in her room. Clearly he searches her room. The next time now, she's still gonna bring the weed. She's gonna hide it outside. She's gonna hide it outside under the car. It doesn't matter how much you are involved in your child's life or how much you're such a great parent, as Denalva said. If your kid wants to hide weed in the house, they're gonna hide weed in the house.
The main thing is,
take their doors, they don't go
but
out.
the main
There's a
thing
curfew,
is,
take their shoes.
as a man, because the question is about a man.
Then if they run away, then social services can deal with it because the kid is a risk to himself.
Now you're giving up on the kid. You give up on the kid. Now you're giving up on the kid.
I'm smelling a contradiction. Denalva, why are you going to give your kid to social services if you're meant to be a good parent? If it's okay to go to social services, you're a good parent. Madam, this does not sound good. Madam, it does not sound good. Denalva.
If your kid runs away, you didn't kick him out. If your kid runs away and gets caught by the authorities, that's a consequence of their actions that they need to know anyway.
No! Wait. No, I ain't fuck. No, Denalva, what? No. I was with you.
You can't do anything about it.
If your kid runs away, it means you've lost control completely, and life is going to teach them a lesson. In this case, life is going to be social services taking your kid away and sectioning them. I'm just saying, control your kids now so other people don't have to do it for you. I don't agree kicking a child out from their home, but I can understand how difficult some children can be. It's such a sticky situation. But to kick out your child, no. I think the closest thing I would say to kicking out your child is sending them to the next safest place, which I would advise would be a family member, whether it's their grandmother, grandfather, a close auntie. But to kick them out onto the street, that's a hard no from me.